What's going on, people? Welcome back to Premzy
Come on.
TV. It's another week and it's another episode. Everything Arsenal and Manchester United, people. We're going to get into it. What you telling me, Saeed? Your hat's looking trash.
Come on, man. La Familia. Make sure people to go and get that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. How's it feel, man? You're getting rejected left, right, centre, man. You know what I'm saying? It's mad out here for Arsenal,
You,
man.
you
You
know
know what I'm
what, bro?
saying?
I think we'll dive into United first, innit? We'll save the best till last, innit? Because man's not happy, bro. Man's not
But
happy.
we
I'm
got
not
to start with
joking.
Martinez, though. That's what it's crossover, though, isn't it? It's breaking news. It's coming to us.
You
Like,
know
how do you
what?
feel,
Yeah.
though?
I'm disappointed. Don't get me
Mm,
wrong. I'm disappointed because when you want a player, you should be
mm.
able to go out and get them. But at
Facts.
the same time, I understand that Ten Hag's his former manager, in it. Now,
Facts.
in realistic world, yeah, he's got a connection with this guy, just like we
Mm,
managed to get Jesus over the line with the Arteta connection.
mm.
And he's going to feel probably more comfortable knowing that manager's system, knowing his style of
Yeah,
play,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
it will be take him less time to settle in. So I can't blame him for
But he
wanting
had
to
more
go.
higher chances probably starting for Arsenal when you look at it. Because I know we got like a rubbish defense or whatnot, but there's more kind of people to moving around. I was surprised when he actually came to us because I get the manager, he knows Ten Hag or whatnot, but you got to also realize that, you know what I mean? Also, he could have been maybe had a prominent role in that team, left back, maybe CDM role, and then a centre back role in terms of maybe left side centre back. So I get it why he kind of like rejected it also because he knows Ten Hag. But I also thought maybe for his career, if he didn't really feel like he wanted a battle and wanted the competition, he would have chose Arsenal. So yeah, man, listen, it's one of them, man. You get me, man. Like Marcel, you know, the Liverpool man coming in.
Marcel's in. He's in. He's in. He's always
Look
locked
at
in, man.
Eduardo,
Big up
man.
to Marcel. But you know what? Yeah, look. See,
Look at this
United and
Eduardo.
Arsenal. No, but United and Arsenal are going to overplay for players, bro, because we're not in the Champions League,
Yeah,
innit?
of course, course,
So
course.
we are going to be overpaying for players.
Mm,
I feel like Martinez would have been better suited to us,
mm.
definitely. Reason
Yeah,
being
of
is
course.
because, like you just said, you've got
Mm,
because this is what I was discussing with Kish as well earlier on the phone. I was saying to him, look, well, he was actually saying to me rather, they've got
mm,
Luke Shaw in that position. Now
mm.
they've got Malacia.
Yeah, yeah,
Obviously, Harry Maguire is just being made captain now.
yeah,
So he's definitely going to be
mm,
starting.
yeah.
You can't see Varane dropping out.
Mm.
And
You
then
know
he's
what
not
it
going
is?
to be
That's the
playing
thing,
right
though.
back.
You know
He
what the
said
thing is?
centre defensive mid, he thinks he's going to play.
I think I've got this weird feeling that he's going to play CDM, you know, and it sounds mad, yeah, to think that he would play CDM, yeah. But I've got this weird feeling that he will go and play CDM because I look at the centre backs that's here. There's already 4 right now: Bailly, Maguire, Lindelof, and Varane. Like, how many more are you going to fit in? Bailly looks to me that he wants to stay. Lindelof's not the one's going to buy him. Varane's just come in last season. I mean, like, how many more spaces
What
have you
about
got?
Phil Jones, fam?
Phil, listen, don't even mention that guy's name. That name, you know, that name's banned, you know. That
Yo,
name's banned
Philip
for me, man.
Jones, filth. All I know, yeah, Saeed, is that I don't know how he's still at Man
Bro,
United,
he's
bro.
been there since
That's a madness.
I left high school and we signed him, I think it was, and he's still there now. Can you believe that, bro?
Yo,
And he's
bro, he's a
still there
hustler.
now.
He's a hustler. He hustled
He's a
his way.
hustler,
He's done
man,
his.
bro.
He's...
I'm not gonna lie to you. You should be worried, you know. You missed out on Rafinha, and now you're missing out on Lisandro Martinez, and now I don't know what you guys are going for. Like, I don't know. Like, I genuinely don't know who
There's
you're
talks
going
of
for.
Zinchenko now again in it, so
Zinchenko, you know
that's
what? I'm not
starting
gonna
up.
lie to you though. I think you're gonna be a bit pessimistic about Zinchenko, but I think you should be excited about Zinchenko, you know, because you know what it
Yeah,
is with him, versatile. He's someone that can play different positions. Like I said, he's multifaceted, and I think for me that kind of mentality to come into the squad, I think he's a captain for Ukraine in it. So you got another captain
mm.
material there, and I think generally, I think it's a good. Is it a right age? What is it? That 24, 25 or something like that now? Like,
I think
is a
he's
decent
around
age.
that age, about 25, I think.
Yes, you know,
Zinchenko.
I'm a decent age, Ukraine captain, you know what I'm saying? And for me, is someone that is again versatile midfield. He can play that number 10 role again, but again, he's not playing it. But for me, left back though, innit? You need a left back.
Yeah,
Zinchenko
but
can play left back.
there was
I
talks
think
of
you know what? I
Grimaldo.
buy
I would
Tierney.
prefer him.
Hey?
I said there's been talks of Grimaldo, Arsenal lodging a £5.9 million bid in for Grimaldo. And to be honest with you, I would prefer him. I feel like Grimaldo would be all right. Obviously, putting all the joking aside over the Ukraine war and that, but it's a situation where you never know where they might come to a point where they need to call all their citizens
Yeah.
over and that. And then
Because
you've
he's in
just
here though. Because he's here, I think you know what I mean. Like I said, he didn't really go back to to Ukraine to fight in the war. He's kind of like fighting his battles here and trying to make a statement here, and he's trying to basically unify the country and maintain that kind of hope in it that we're gonna get out for the trouble. But I feel like for me, Kieran Tierney, man, I think his position's in jeopardy, man. I'll be honest with you. He's injury prone. He's getting to that age now where it's now or never in it. And for me, like I said, Zinchenko gives you that feeling of, he can play so many games this season. He's fit as a fiddle. He's experienced for a guy who's only 25 as well. Very, very experienced. Been playing for years and years. And you know what? It's been effective for City. I don't think you can argue that. They got it for like 1 million, I think it was at 1 million or something.
You know what? Yeah, I think he would be a decent backup in it. But personally, I'd rather see a Grimaldo come in than a Zinchenko.
You think so? Grimaldo.
You know why? Do you know why, Saeed?
Do
you know why? Because I don't normally talk about players that I don't really know about or anything like that. As you see, I always say it as it is. But obviously, years back of that, I come across him on FIFA years ago. So I decided to start looking into him a bit and thinking, right, who's this, you and that. And to be fair, he's a decent player, and he will be good cover, and he won't only just give us cover, he will help push Tierney as well to that next level. Because I agree with you. I feel like this season is vital for Kieran Tierney, bro. It's
vital, bro. When you actually deep it, man, it's so vital for Kieran Tierney. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Zinchenko is a better option right now for you guys than Grimaldo. Grimaldo's unknown. You're looking at Tavares, like they're good in that league, but that Portuguese league is pony, man. Let's be real, man. It's not the level you want to be aspiring to, man. I know great players came from the Portugal.
Would that Zinchenko, realistically, if he come to United, would he start?
Would he start at left back? I think he would have done. I don't think Shaw's.
No, like if you bring him in, do you reckon he'll start over Shaw?
Obviously, we've already got Malacia, and I don't think we it's a difficult question to ask. But if you said before Shaw and Tellers and Zinchenko was coming through, I think he'd probably take that position because of the fact that he's reliable. He's a reliable left back, man, and he goes up and down. He's dependable for City. I know he has his problems defensively and he's a bit naive and whatnot, but I don't know, man. I just feel like for me, you do need a left back though, because Tavares ain't good enough.
No, definitely.
How much money is he coming for, by the way? This Zinchenko?
I think it's something like 27 million, 30 million, something like that.
Oh, is it?
Something like that.
Okay. That changes it a little bit because I'm like, but then again, he is cheaper than Lisandro Martinez. But then is he better? I don't think he's better than Lisandro Martinez.
You know what? Yeah, I think we kind of fucked it with that Lisandro Martinez. I think that was our first choice. I think that was our first choice from the get-go.
It was.
I feel like he was just waiting along for United the whole time.
Yeah, he was, man.
With Arsenal, we got a tendency to kind of do that anyway. You get me, bro? Like his man did the exact same thing with the Vlahovic deal. They were after him, knowing that man didn't really want to come to you, but they still put all the eggs in the basket. So these man need to really fix up what they're on. But I could just see, for me, obviously, it's a bit of a sensitive subject because I like Kieran Tierney. For me, he's one of my favourite players in that whole team. And I just want to see him stay fit because I know, even though he's a bit of a one-trick pony, he's a very effective at it. Does that make sense?
He's like our Bailly, bro. He's like our Bailly. You know, we got Bailly, yeah?
Yeah.
And we love Bailly. You guys love Tierney because of the fact that he wears like no sleeves in the winter. He's a proper Jack the lad. He's a proper warrior. Bailly's the same, but you know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta, they say you gotta love them from a distance, innit? You gotta just say, yo, listen, respect them. We're gonna follow your career, yeah,
but you know what? There's a top player in him, and I think that also the club hasn't helped because at times there's been pressures on him to play as many games as he can. Say, for example, now, you got an important game against United on Saturday, and you're feeling a bit of a niggle, but you're looking around that change room and you're thinking, right, we're going for forfeit. Am I going to really just let Tavares play here because it might fuck up the whole thing?
Yeah,
so
you know what?
You'll end up, do you know what I'm saying? You'll end up putting yourself out there.
I hear you, I think that's a good point, But at the same time, I feel like it's just one of those situations where Arsenal have got to make a move now. Even right back, I'm not going to lie to you, man. Man, like Bellerin is still there, man. What's going on? Like, you know what I mean?
No, bro, I'm telling you, we'll touch on all of that, bro. I'm telling you, Arsenal, man, I don't know what was going on that first half, that we played against Nuremberg, bro. I'm seeing Bellerin on there. I'm seeing Ainsley on there. I'm seeing fucking
Turkish and about going to Orlando. Is that your next game, Orlando?
No. Everton we're playing next, I think, on Sunday, 17th. We're playing.
Everton. Sunday. What time?
I don't know. I need to check. Probably evening.
Let me see now here.
I think it's probably about an
I think it
evening
might be
kicker.
a kind of an early morning fixture, that one. I'm not going to lie to you.
Do you know what? Yeah.
In the is that
Eric
12 at night?
Bahi, just to touch on him there, I thought he was your man of the match against Liverpool. Obviously, we're going to get into that a little bit later
Man
on.
of the match, bro. Him and Martial and Sancho were different levels, bro.
I thought
Absolutely
that
different levels.
Malacia was dead, bro.
Nah, you man, one game, you know, me man, just relax, man. He's cooking.
Nah, he looked it. Do you know what he looked it? He looked like a poor man's Lamperty. You get me? Like he looked it. Yeah. I'm telling you, bro. Like he's dead. He's not going to.
You're looking at Tavares. Tavares is shocking.
Yeah, I'm not denying that. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I put my hands up and say, yeah, dead. But I'm just saying, I'm not even trying to hate. I'm just saying from that game, watching that 45 minutes, bro, it's just like that Marquinhos kid from us. I didn't see nothing.
Is he good?
I didn't see nothing in him in like 45 minutes.
Is he pace? Is he got pace though? Is he got pace?
Yo, bro, I didn't see anything from him. I'm not gonna lie. I can't lie and just say, yeah, you know what? I seen this and that, bro. He hardly got a touch of the ball, to be honest with you. He was more or less covering space. Does that make sense? Where when you see a man like Martinelli in pre-season now, you think, oh, this kid's got something, you know what I mean? Where I didn't see really nothing of him, so I haven't really got
Martinelli, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not gonna lie, he needs a season to proper kick on. I'm not gonna lie, I don't see that Brazilian flair in him, man. He's just a bit of a one-trick pony, just runs.
Nah, you're sounding like a hater, you.
No, I'm not gonna lie.
You're sounding like a hater, yo. The guy's 19. Listen, all yous man, yeah, being bigging up. All yous man are being bigging up that Zinedine. No, he's not 21. All yous man are being bigging up.
Zidane Iqbal.
Nah, you know what? He's a good player. He looks decent. But what I'm trying to say is, this kid's the same age as Martinelli and Saka's and that, bro. Trust me. Like, you gotta give these man some credit. Martinelli, yeah, different level.
Martinelli's 21, isn't it?
Level.
Martinelli's a bit older. I'm sure he's like 21 now.
No, he's not, man. He's 20, innit? Or should be 20. He was 19. Like, let me find out. But he's young to me anyway. He looks young to me.
Yeah, 21. I told you, man. He's 21 now.
Yeah, bro, still young, that, innit? It's what, 2 years old, right, man?
Iqbal has just turned 18, man. They're just like that emerging. 18 to 21, that's when you're a young player. Like,
he's got potential. He's got potential.
Yeah, potential. Then you got 21 to 24 is where you need to really kick on. I'm just saying, Martinelli now is the crucial part of his career now. It doesn't need to kick on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what do you think of this here? What do you think of this here?
Eric Ten Hag, all the individual players, either match truck or match disaster. Imagine Eric Ten Hag becomes the next Frankie de Boer. Well, we'll see, innit? We'll see, man. I doubt that will happen. Frank de Boer, though, and Eric Ten Hag. Frank de Boer wasn't doing what Ten Hag's doing in the Champions League, man. Come on, man.
Are these man gonna get Frankie de Jong over the line?
Yeah, it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen. It's just Barcelona being pricks, man. Them man are trying to do money heist on flipping.
Yo, I'm hearing these man, deferred his wages, and they're trying to tell him write your wages off him and sell you.
No. Basically, well, I don't think they're gonna try. But he's thinking, why should I leave? Yeah, when you man ain't paying me, like pay up in it, like, or I'm not leaving, and that's what it is. It's more pay up and I'm not leaving rather than pay up and I'm still not leaving. Like, I feel like for me, it's the money you own. It's a principle, isn't it? I think he's angry about the principle that you, man, are saying to me, go, and then you're not paying up. And then you're telling me to kind of find another club and negotiate with the club, but you haven't paid me yet. Like, make it make sense, innit?
Wouldn't you just think, oh, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go to United and get the absolute bag anyway, yeah. I'll just cut my losses and just move out of this situation where man's wages are getting deferred.
Yeah, I think always a player though. He wants to play Champions League football though, innit? Like let's not kid ourselves, innit? Like players want to play Champions League football, innit? And that's just the bottom line, innit? But for me, like I said to you, you know what I mean? He was always
that's what's gonna happen.
United are gonna. You know what? I'll be honest with you, man. I couldn't care less, man. I'll be real, man. It's not my money. I'm Glazers out. They take out dividends. They can do these kind of stuff in it. This is what they're here for, innit, man? To pay the little money. So here. When someone owes money, what happens? What do? Your older brother comes in it and says, "Yo, listen, I'll pay it off in it." Like, you know what I mean? If you go nick something,
do you know what I mean? We need older brothers like you. You know what I mean? Tell me, Lamps, yo. Back in the day,
like, I'll be, you know what I mean? Something would happen and whatnot, and then obviously you end up the guy. Older brother says, "You know what? Here's a 20. Sort it out, bro." That's what this is what's happening right now, man. The older brother stepped in and said, you know what, we'll pay that, you know what I mean, and just give us our guy in it. And that's all it is.
Do you know what? Yeah, I just want to answer this question because it just caught my eye, yeah. So big up, guys. Question: Arsenal are mainly focusing on Brazilian players, and if the plans don't go by plan for next season, say top 4, what next? Dismantle the squad again, give funds to a new manager. That's just a
You gotta give
cycle
him
of
time,
football.
man. You gotta give him time, people.
Nah,
Man.
but I hear what it is, bro. Saying at
Arteta.
the end of the day, nah, fuck all of this now, bro. All yous man need to realize something, yeah. But yous guys, all these United fans are sitting here and they're laughing. They love it when we're.
No, I'm being serious,
They
man.
love it. Nah.
You have to give
Fuck all
Arteta
of that,
one
bro.
more season, though.
If
One
this,
more
yeah,
season.
you know what? Yeah, he's gonna have to get that season because he's here in it. And I've said I'm gonna back him. I'm gonna give him. But even though I don't believe in him, he can change my mind. He can make me believe because I'm open to that change. I'm open into
And
being
that's
wrong.
what I do with Ollie.
You get me?
Yeah.
I'm open. But to be honest, bro, this guy don't get top 4 now, and they give this guy another season, bro. That is
You know
beyond a
what?
joke. You get me?
Top 4
Because
was Arsenal's, yeah, for a while, and they should have acted upon it. United was stumbling with a lot of transfers. Chelsea were moving a bit mad, yeah. Arsenal should have went in for that Rafinha. I know he wanted to go Barcelona, but they should have, like, I don't know what it is yet, but I feel like Arsenal should have acted a bit more kind of smart in this transfer window because top 4 for me is there for the taking for anybody now. All of a sudden, it was Arsenal. Now, I still think United are not going to make top 4 just because I feel like you're going to have to embed the first season, the Europa League. I feel like a lot of people are going to be shocked that, if it doesn't work for Ten Hag first season, it might be the second season where he kind of like truly implements style of play. I'm very patient on that. But in terms of Arteta, this is his 4th season now, isn't it? This is 4th season.
Yeah, but shouldn't yous, man, though, realistically, think about it, Saeed. Shouldn't yous be getting 4th or being in the conversation for 4th comfortably?
Of course.
Yous have got a team, yeah?
If he doesn't get 4, it's a failure.
Listen, check it. Yous, man, have got a team, yeah? If you sign Frankie de Jong, yeah, and you sign Martinez. Now, personally, Martinez is probably going to be coming in as a defensive midfielder. So that's going to probably replace a Matic, and Pogba's going to get replaced by what's his face? Okay, Frankie de Jong, yeah? Then up front now, Martial's back. Now, if you keep Ronaldo, yous are going to have a strong bench throughout the whole team, realistically. With them players, you'll have the likes of Fred on the bench, the likes of potentially Rashford on the bench. No, but you've got players in that team that a couple seasons ago were getting you second and third. You might say false positions.
You know what it is, yeah? I'm all, again, I want trophies next season, but I think the main aim of my United fans is to bring back a culture, bring back a style of play, step by step. I know it sounds crazy, yeah.
You got to take the pressure off them a bit.
Yeah, man. I feel like with United fans, anybody that's expecting a lot next season, I don't know, man. Maybe even me, I'm the biggest guy who will say trophies. But sometimes you have to just look back and say, right, let's just see what you could do with this team, style of play. That brings confidence. Right now, my confidence isn't for us to kind of get top 4 now. My confidence is to kind of like think that I think he'll play good football. And then from there, I might come out with my chest and say, yeah, man, we got to get top 4 now. I feel like the football's at a level. I feel like this is at a level. We need to get top 4 now. That's where it has to be as like a kind of, it has to be progressive, man. Once we have that progressive level of, football or whatnot, I feel like then we can start to see something. So, and again, I get what you mean, peace, 100%, bro. But you know what it is, yeah? I just feel like step by step in it, step by step.
You know what, though, Saeed, yeah? I'm just looking at it. If I was a United fan, I'd be vexed in it. My 2 biggest rivals winning everything year in, year out, and that,
yeah.
I'm thinking, yo, that's what it is, isn't it? Like I'm not trying to wait. I'm not trying to wait when I know my club have funds to go out and buy certain players in it. Like it's down to the manager who you go and buy. Because best believe if you signed Antonio Conte, you won't be signing this Malacia kid that you've signed.
That's what I'm trying to say.
So you've got to make sure now that the appointment of this manager, because a great manager can be the best appointment, the best transfer. Do you know what I'm saying? If you appoint the right manager, bro, in the season, sometimes that could be the best thing for you. Just like Patrick Vieira was at Crystal Palace, that was their best transfer.
Yeah,
bro. Let's go into the Liverpool United game, bro, because Liverpool got absolutely battered.
They got spanked, mate.
They got battered. Talk to me. What was your emotions and your feelings around the game?
No, I was just happy, man.
Game of 2 halves.
Game of two halves. I think, you know what, man? I'll be honest with you. When looking back on it, if they took their chances in that 10-minute period, I think they could have been a whole different game, you know. But again, we don't do ifs, buts, and maybes. We just try and look at it, face value in it, and we were deserving of our victory, bro. We thumped them in. They made so many defensive errors. We took advantage. We were sharp up front. We showed a bit of pressing. We showed good levels, man. And that's what you need, innit? Just to kind of like maintain that level, innit? And if that can happen, and you know what's crazy about that? Ten Hag came out and said, yo, listen, there was a lot of mistakes that I didn't like, and they shouldn't happen again. So, bro, like, you know, for me, I just want to see progressive, like, you know, I want to see us be like, just take it step by step, and then we can go from there, because this 4-0's good, but then you got to keep up that all throughout pre-season, and then let it build up to the Brighton game. For all that to happen, and then you lose the Brighton game, it's a disaster, man. You know, because I've had good pre-seasons where we've done well.
That's what's gonna happen, fam. Believe that, yeah. You're about to get gassed up, yeah. That you're done Liverpool. Don't get me wrong, pre-season and it's pre-season. It's good that you're winning, because at the end of the day, you want to win and keep momentum going in it. But obviously, that first half where they got the 3 goals, Liverpool's team weren't really Liverpool's team.
Nah, they weren't really Liverpool in it. You feel me? But
I mean, the second half, though, I think that's a bit more of a better reflection in it. Like, obviously, Liverpool just couldn't score.
Of course,
the ball
they
behind
put their gun man on it.
But United, for me, United shown a different character under Ten Hag in that second half, because Liverpool brought on majority of their players, and obviously United brought on a few kids. But the structure that Ten Hag had, you can see, is clearly a lot better than what Rangnick had and Ollie had. You 100%. Can see there's a clear plan to what they've got. So I don't think it's all doom and gloom at United. I just think that if you don't start buying players real quick, will you even get them? Because just imagine Frankie de Jong does a U-turn.
Martinez. So we got Martinez, de Jong, Malacia, Ericsson, obviously medical pending. And then I feel like we need one more, man, a striker, man. I wanna basically, I know it sounds crazy, but a Jesus type that can play on the wing, if you know what I mean. Like can play
basically a Jesus.
No, not a Jesus, but a Jesus type player, and someone that can be very flexible across the front three. You can play left, right, center. You know what I mean? Like you can play across the front three and be very, very kind of like agile with it. You know, Richarlison type of player. Yeah. Even if we still have Ronaldo, I still see one of them that can play across the front three, that can play in a 2, that can just give us that kind of feeling of, you know what, man, he's exciting in it. Like he's, you know what I mean? Like he's mobile and he's up for it. You know what I mean? Gets you on the edge.
Are you up for United looking at players in the Premier League that might not be so glamorous, might not be the biggest names, but are affected? For example, like a Trossard or somebody like that.
Bro, Trossard's underrated, man.
Do you know what I mean? Underrated for me. And Trossard, I feel like
on the front 2 as well. He's playing the front 2 as well, you know. Trossard with no play.
He's got a good finish. He's skillful. He's tricky. He's got pace to him.
Bro, I don't know why people are going for him, you know.
But this is what I'm saying, because this is what I can see Ten Hag doing. I can see Ten Hag buying not full quality players, but players of that kind of stature, and then trying to build a team. Because with the Malacia deal, I feel like that's more or less kind of what it is, isn't it? In a sense.
Yeah, facts.
Because he's bringing him in. He's been at Ajax. He's seen him. Where did he come from? Feyenoord, was it?
Feyenoord, yeah, I think Feyenoord. Yeah,
so he would have been in the league, looking at him, thinking, right, okay, my man's a decent buy, cheap, young, he's got potential. If we need to sell him on, sell him on. Is he going to have that mindset coming in at United to build players to sell them on, do you reckon? Or is he going to be coming here to United to build a winning team now?
I think for me, I think it's a long-term project. It's definitely a long-term project, because you can't win the league. You can win the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, and top 4 is a hit and miss, bro.
Well, you got the Europa League. You're in the Europa League. You should be aiming to win that.
Why do we say top 4, man? It's a battle of 2 positions. We should just call it the battle of 2 positions now, because that's what it is. It's 3rd and 4th. So we shouldn't say top 2. Top 4, that whole idea was back in the day when me and you like Arsenal, United going for the trophy, Chelsea going in for it, and then maybe having a late bloomer. That was what you call a top 4, like traditional top 4. Now it's just a case of a top, like the best of the 2. But then again, you've got to get there. And if Chelsea now are doing the bits now, they're trying to get all these defenders, Tuchel's going to defensively get his way into that top 4, mate.
Yo, bro, all I know is
defense, man. You know
Saeed, how has times come, How has times come, where we're both just chilling in the Europa League and that, and just in the mud
Oh,
most
it is
seasons.
what it is,
It's a
isn't it?
madness, isn't it? Like, it's
I've
mad how
accepted it.
football works. Do you know what
I've
I'm saying?
accepted it though. You got to accept it, man. I feel like for me, you've got to accept things, but I've just kind of accepted it, man. You know what I'm saying? It is
Well,
what
I
it is.
accepted it a long time ago, bro. This why I can't be dealing with it no more, bro. Swear down, because do you know what it is as well, yeah? You got to understand, if Arteta don't get fourth now, yeah. Now the reason why fourth is important, because not only is getting your Champions League football, but it's giving the fans belief to think, right,
Yeah.
okay, this
Fact.
guy can actually get in and amongst it. You get me?
Yep.
And
Facts.
once he gets there, if he then gets backed and backed well with being in the Champions League and getting players that will want to come because of Champions League, then if he can then go on and challenge, bro, even if you're missing out on the title by a point or 2 points or 3 points,
Facts.
as long as you got that hope that, we're going to be a game or two away
Yep.
regardless every season, that's
Facts.
all we want as fans. And to be
That's
honest
what
with
we
you, being an Arsenal fan, bro, that's what it's about, innit? Like, we got massive fan base, loyal fans, and that's what it should be, man. But the club owners, they don't really give a fuck.
Nah, they don't, and that's a problem, innit? And that's where the you know what I mean. That's why Edu now is coming in with this kind of like propaganda in it and trying to make sure like he changed the kind of like image. Like you see him come on AFTV and that he's trying to change that image that you shouldn't hate on your owners and that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like that, to be honest with you.
To be fair though, what I do like about it is I do like these man getting on board and integrating with the fans, even if that means them coming onto AFTV, because on AFTV is where all the Arsenal fans is going to listen to you. There's the platform is massive. Now, if they can come on there and show that they've got balls to come on and
Depends
speak
on
to
the
the
nature of their
Arsenal
message.
fans,
It just depends on the nature of their message. If they're being ultra positive and they want to brainwash you to be ultra positive,
nah, but the thing is though, the thing is, if you got a man like me in there with Edu, bro, yeah, he
get
can't
yourself on
do
there,
that.
man.
Now he can't do that shit with me. Best believe, if I see him, yeah, like Lee Judges did, bro. I'm telling you now, bro. I'm sticking it on him. I've not asked if he's my friend or not, or wants to be my. I'm telling him now, get these signings through the door now. You get me? Don't be waiting until the last day, even if he thinks I'm a knobhead or not, because that's just what I'm thinking and feeling, and that's what I'm going to tell him, regardless. Now, because that's the main guy who needs to hear it, fam. He's the one who's in charge of going around here and picking our players. So if you got the opportunity, stick it on him. But what I mean is, I like that he's coming out and he's speaking to a Lee Judges, he's speaking to a Cecil, because that gives opportunity for people to then ask him these kind of questions. Because all these journalists and reporters and all them fuckers, they're not asking proper questions and that, bro.
They're not asking it apparently. So you know what I mean? I feel like for me, it's one of them
situations. They're not going to ask him, listen, if Partey's out injured for the rest of the season, who's playing R6? Have you got cover for that? Because that's what I would be asking him.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And they're the kind of questions, the uncomfortable questions, isn't it? If you're gonna ask them questions about, what is there things happening and what's the project? What is the project at Arsenal? Them kind of media questions, like, come on, man. You gotta ask the questions that people want to hear, innit? That's what people are, you know what I mean?
Do you know what it is though? But like I said, it's a step forward though by communicating with the fans.
It is.
Because at the end of the day, bro, look, there's a big perception out here that Arsenal hates AFTV, but that's clearly not the case if they're interacting with them in it. Do you get me? So
fan base, yeah.
Exactly. Now the whole fan base, everybody should come together as one, yeah. We get a new manager, yeah, and just try to progress from there. That's how I see it. Obviously, back Arteta for this part of the season because they're not going to get rid of him. But the moment flaws start kicking in and our season starts to deteriorate, why wait?
But that's when they hide, though, isn't it? That's when they hide after that, though. When it starts, the going gets tough. That's when they hide. So
I'm telling you, but yeah, all I know, Saeed, is Darwin Nunez look like he's going to be a massive flop. I got a bet on
that video.
Yo, bro, I got a bet on with Avi in it. Did you see the stream with Avi?
Yeah, I see the
I got a bet on with him in it. So the bet is that fucking Haaland will score more goals than Nunez in it.
Yeah, easy.
He's certified that is not happening. You get me, bro? Certified is not happening.
And obviously, I was with Grizz yesterday, man. I was just trying to poke fun in it, but you know what, man? He's gonna be. I think he's gonna. I just don't like the way he plays, man. That's my thing, bro. Looking at him aesthetically, he's not really got a good touch. He's very, very kind of stiff with the ball. I'm not trying to say he's as a Lukaku, but for me, it just depends on whether he's in around a certain area and he's just a killer. You know them killers.
He looked very nervous, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He kept reassuring himself that he was okay, but we'll see, man. I think for me, 30 minutes he came on. Let's see some more preseason in it.
I don't know, Marcel. All I'm telling you now, yeah, he might not flop. I know Klopp's a great manager and he can turn fucking absolute water into wine.
Tomorrow they play Crystal Palace, so we'll see.
What I seen of him missing an open net from like 5 yards out, that was just unforgivable. I would have been pulling my hair out if that was the case, bro. I'd be saying, right, what's going on here? Do you reckon Klopp will get the best out of him, Saeed, though?
I think
if there's any manager to do it, it's him, innit?
Yeah. And I feel like he would, with every player that's played in the system, and that's why it's so good. Klopp system is that it hides the deficiencies in it. And I feel like for me, it will hide a lot of his deficiencies. So I feel like for me, he'll be all right under Klopp, but I think he'll be scrutinized, man. He'll be absolutely like them comps will be mad, bro. His touches and that. When he has a bad game, it's just the name of the game, innit? It's the name of the game, man. You know what I mean? It's the nature of the beast, innit? When you have a bad game, because your price tag, boy, it's gonna be peak.
Do you know what? Yeah, bro. It's one of them, innit? I got him saying, "Hey, why are you watching our games, our friendlies? Are you daft, bro? Like, what are you talking about?" Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? Man's a footballing, man. You know what I'm trying to say? All I know, yeah, Saeed, yeah. I'm telling you now for a fact, yeah. United, they're gonna go through a period, yeah, where they're gonna get tested. So they're gonna end up going through a bad run of form. And then if your players start to disintegrate like they did last season and you don't sign players, I don't see no hope for you, bro. I'm being deadly serious. Even though he's had this 4-0 win and that, I wouldn't take that with like anything really. Believe what I'm saying, Saeed.
With a pinch of salt. That's what you're trying to say.
Basically, that in other words, yeah, I take it with a pinch of salt because in these pre-season friendlies, anything can happen in it. United, you got to think about it. Used man before Ten Hag's come in, before you have signed a few players or been linked to players. I've heard every United fan tell me they need at least 6-7 players. Now, if you sign a Martinez and you sign a De Jong and you sign this Malacia kid and you sign an Anthony, that's 4 players. You're still about 3 players short. There's players in the team that have not been thinking.
That's why yeah, go on.
I'm not saying it's all rosy for Arsenal either, bro. Like, best believe the Tierney situation, big problem, bro. If we don't get that left back cover in, I'm not saying Zinchenko's going to be like, I won't hate if he come. If he come, I'll support him. And I think, right, okay, I'll give him my full trust. I still think we could do better than Zinchenko. That's just my personal opinion. Thomas Partey situation, bro. You don't know really what's going on. You get me? So,
yeah, true. That's another one as well, yeah.
Even deep Ericsson, use man again. Ericsson as well. I think he'll be decent for you.
Yeah, Ericsson. Well, that'll be a very, very good signing.
But why can't you get these man over the line? Ain't he being a free agent?
Nah, he's a medical. It's because of his medical, innit? You get me? I've heard some mad shit apparently on the stream before. Tyrone was saying about something, but yeah, man. Listen, if we don't get that one over the line, that will be for me a killer, man. Because we need some more kind of like more options in that midfield. See what I mean?
Definitely, bro. It's like Arsenal's midfield, bro. We like Tielemans, allegedly, personal terms have been agreed, bro. You get me? Now, why is it going to take?
The personal terms have been agreed since last year, wasn't it?
This is what I'm trying to say. But why is it taken that long in order to get a signature? Because they're just watching the pennies and they're thinking close to the time, we'll pay a 5 mil less in it.
Yeah,
penny pinching. Pay that 5 mil now. Take him on the plane to fucking the USA and get him integrated into the team.
Yeah, because that's what you would do. That's what a sensible team would do. That's the problem, though.
Exactly, bro. And it's not even that, bro. Just like we've just lost Martinez and we've just lost what's his face, Rafinha as well. 2 deals that just slipped from the under us. Yeah, that should give you motivation to see. Right, look now. Go and tie this man up before United comes in and goes and gets the Tielemans because you man need it. And to be fair, it's Arsenal and United. I think we're challenging about together.
And that's why
Tottenham and Chelsea, they're challenging together now. I think buying Raheem Sterling.
I'm forgetting about Tottenham, man. There's something. 4 people are fighting for 2 positions. 4 teams. So 2 teams are going to drop out. 2 big teams. Because when you look at it, teams that spend, bro, that's what I'm saying. And 2 of them are already in the Champions League, so they'll solidify themselves even more. So 2 teams are going to be, again, not having Champions League football, which is, for me, it's scary, man. It literally is scary, but we'll find out, innit? We'll find out.
Do you know what? Yeah, look, this is still time to go in the window. And the reason I get frustrated, is just because the lack of proactiveness over a number of years, Saeed, is not just now and over Arteta's reign. It's prior to this. It's before Emery, Wenger. Bro, you seen us bid 40 million and a pound for Suarez, bro. At that time, Luis Suarez was one of the hottest, if not the hottest player in the Premier League, bro. My man was a bad man. Anybody would want him in the team. Obviously, apart from the biting. Higuain, Benzema. Yo, bro, it's happened.
I like Wenger, man. He did
loads of players, bro. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But this is why fans like me start getting frustrated, because it's all good. Yeah, we understand that you have to have kind of a rebuild, but a rebuild doesn't necessarily mean wait 5-6 years.
Yeah.
You can rebuild to win now, and you can rebuild for that time. The difference is it's just going to affect the pocket differently. Obviously, because we've been run like Muppets for years, we've made serious mistakes in the transfer market, which we now have to pay the price for. Like, we're still paying off the Pepe money, bro.
It's true.
Like, we're still paying that off.
He's one of the biggest flops I've ever seen in the Premier League. Let's be real.
Yo,
nobody talks about it.
Do you know what? Yeah, I wouldn't say. I think he's been treated unfairly as well. So I'll tell you why. Listen to me, Saeed. Trust me, because a flop won't score 18, 19 goals in a season. You get me, bro?
No. When did you do that? What season was that one?
That was the season prior to last. You get me? And then
what? GA you mean? 18 GA.
And then after that, Arteta didn't play him this season that we just had. He just, for some reason, just locked him off in a sense. And I just feel like
he doesn't... He's still like, he's still got time left as well,
But do you know what it is, bro? He needs, like, obviously we need to get a bit of money in for him now. Yeah, even if it's 30 mil. I know it sounds bad, that in it, 30 mil, bro. If we can get someone to pay 30 mil for him, cut your losses, get him gone, and go in for a Gnabry in it. Because that will get Arsenal.
Gnabry one today, I don't know if you heard it, but apparently he's looking to like now stay. So he was using the club really to kind of get
I've heard, but then again in football, you don't know what happens in it. You don't know what he might go there to the meeting and they might say to him, all right, here's a 50 grand a week, and they might look at him and say, oh, fuck off, I'm not on that.
It's true.
Do you know what I mean? But there's opportunity there for Arsenal to go in and even just test the water in it, put a bid in and say, right, if you're looking to put 50, 60 million down for Rafinha, slap it on for Gnabry, see if you can get him in. But I don't know, Saeed. Shortly we'll have got Bish here, as Bish in the stream.
Yo, what are you telling me?
What's going on, Bish? People,
hello.
Bish entered the building.
What's happening?
Can you see me? Sorry, I've rushed in.
Nice.
It's cool. You're trying to still catch the stream.
I'm trying to catch the stream. Are you still there or are you done?
Dedication, that fam. Dedication, that. Now we're active, fam.
We're active. What are you telling me?
I'm good. What are you guys talking about? Sorry that I've jumped in a bit late.
We were just talking about United and the Liverpool game and the fuck ups of Darwin Nunez from what I've seen.
Right.
And also Arsenal should go in for Gnabry, bro. Obviously, I know Marcel's saying that he wants Champions League football. I can appreciate that, but put some bucks on the table, man. Put some big bucks on the table. That Champions League will come the next year. Believe that, man. I'm telling you. What are you saying, Tom, though?
I think the thing with Gnabry as well is I always got the impression that he had good, like, he never really had, like, bad feelings about Arsenal. It was just, obviously, Bayern Munich come calling you go in it. But I think that would be a sick. That's what, when we were talking the other day, bro, and we were saying Arsenal need a few more, like, real signings, like, not signings where you're, like, hoping that it's going to work out, or signings that could be good in the future, like signings where it's like, no, he's certified, he's proven, either in the Prem or in the Champions League. Need a few more of them, or it's going to feel like a really good window until you get to the end and you look back at it and go, wait a second, what have we actually got? We've just got another 8 names that are just names and aren't really nothing for us to hang our hat on, do you know what I mean? So they could go out and get somebody like that. I think you'd feel very differently about this window, innit, for Arsenal. I would, even not as an Arsenal fan.
No, you're right, man. I think that's what would give Gnabry a kind of like Arsenal give a big boost, man. If you could get Gnabry over the line, that would be like, you know what, they're 30 now. That's what I would think. Arsenal would be top 4, kind of like proper. I'm not saying favourites, but just kind of like they're on the market now to say, you know what, we're not messing around now. Gnabry,
that's what we need, boys. That's what we need. We need a statement signing. We need somebody
Gnabry
to
is
come in now and to
Yeah.
take these young boys of promise to a next level, innit?
Yeah.
Because realistically, sometimes, look, like I said, it's Arteta. Personally, you know where I stand, but it's a good chance that he could do something. You get me?
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
always right. People are not always right. You get me? But also, there's a good foundation now at Arsenal where if Arteta was to move on, there's a squad of players that is got a good foundation and a good base to work from. You haven't got the likes of Mustafis and Ozils and Kolasinacs and all of this kind of waste of space. So I can see there is a progressive step going forward. You get me? Jesus coming on with like literally 45 minutes and being involved in 4 goals, that gives me some hope. But at the same time, I look at that and think if he gets injured, we're going to be really trusting Eddie Nketiah for the full season because there's talks of Balogun going out on loan as well as soon as we come back from pre-season in the USA. So then I look at it and think that if we could get a statement signing in, somebody who can maybe, like you say, cover up front, play on the wing as well. But 9 out of 10, just a big name, somebody could come in, put a little bit of money down for him. And Gnabry can do that. Do you know what I'm saying? Because if worst come to worst, we can put a Martinelli up front and give it that option and put a Gnabry on the left, Saka on the right. Do you know what I mean? If Jesus is out injured and then Nketiah ain't pulling it out, because Martinelli's got good height, he's good in the air, he scored headers in the past, and it could work. But Tom, I wanted to ask you as well, Tom, you and Saeed as well, because obviously we were just touching on this. Nunez, obviously he's only played 30 minutes. You can't judge that of anything. But I've got a bet on, that Haaland is going to score more goals than Nunez, Now, you tell me what you think. I don't know if you caught that United and Liverpool game. Did you manage to catch it at all?
No, I literally just seen a YouTube clip afterwards with like bits of, compilation of bits of clips. So you'll have to fill me in on what were the main takeaways, Saeed, or from your point.
I think for me though, when you look at the game, I think it was obviously a pre-season game, bro. So I'm not gonna get too giddy, but I feel like with us, we kind of like we were the team that needed to show a bit more kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Progress in terms of like what we did in training. Rather Liverpool, we know how they're gonna play. Their team is set in stone, innit? I feel like this Klopp was just kind of more kind of like thinking, oh yeah, that Gomez there, nah, he ain't good enough. That player there, he ain't good enough. You feel me? Like there's certain games, like players that he knows that they're not good enough in it. So he was like, you know what? I'm not really bothered about them, man. But for us, it was kind of like showing that, who didn't really step up for other managers? I want to see them step up now. So you might see them going ham in pre-season, and then all of a sudden, you know what I mean? You're like, where was this guy? Like, you know what I mean? Like a couple of weeks ago. So I feel like for me, it was about United players kind of showing more than the actual Liverpool players. But we had to do what we're doing. Obviously, there's certain man that are shameless about it and say, yo, listen, we won 4-0. But I'm not gonna lie, I just enjoyed the moment. On that day, I forgot about it. Literally that day, I seen Grizz yesterday. Even that day, I forgot about it, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So for me, it's calm.
So you felt positively about the performance?
Yeah, I felt positive about the performance. That's what I did. You get me? Because that's what you got to do. But Nunez, like I said, bro, I'm just holding it in for now, bro. You get me? You
know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just say what I see, and what I seen was shit. You get me? That's all I'm telling you. You get me? My man missed like a goal from like 2-3 yards out in it, and like he passed the ball, intercepted. I don't know if you watched it on the edge of the box. He had the ball on the right. He's passed it. Obviously, don't get me wrong. First game can be a little bit nervy and all of that in it.
Yeah, of course. So, but you know what it is, though? I feel like for me, though, it's the nature of the beast now in terms of football. I'm hearing now, I feel there's some rumors online now that apparently Haaland has got an injury, apparently. You know what I mean? Already in training, apparently. That's what I'm hearing on Twitter now. So, bro, imagine the kind of like the feeling now of how pressured it is now. Like pre-season when we were growing up, like nobody gives a shit. Like it was just another kind of, you know what I mean, bro? So big up Tyrone in the chat as well, man. Come on, bro.
Big up Tyrone. But people, obviously Saeed needs to leave us now, people, because he has to actually go and do other commitments. But me and Tom are going to stay with you for about another 5-10 minutes and discuss a bit of City as well, because you know what? City are just letting
City, you know what? Let me tell you. Listen, man.
City, shit! Here we go.
With City, no. It's nothing big. But I feel like with City though, if they win that 3 in a row, I'm not gonna lie to you. I might have to hide for a little bit because then we can't really chat to them about 3 in a row because
we're getting into that United territory if we start.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. It's getting nervous out here. But then again, I don't want Liverpool to win the league, so maybe Chelsea, man, do something in it. You know what I mean?
Rooting for Arsenal. Start rooting for Arsenal.
Listen,
Saeed, hopefully next Thursday I'll be on from the beginning, and
love man. Every time, make sure people to subscribe to the channel, man. Honestly, man, make sure we get Premsy to 5K, man. That's the next target, Premsy.
Yes,
get to 5K.
Big up, man,
and
bro.
make sure you like the video, people, man. Love for everyone, man. Come on, bro.
Big up, Saeed. Appreciate you,
man. My G. But yo, man, Tom, welcome. Better late than never, fam. Better late than never.
I literally ran through the door, flipping. Threw my daughter down in the hallway and came running in. I'm looking rough as a dog because I've not been to the flipping barbers or nothing, but I'm glad to be
looking rough, bro. This is real life, fam. This is real life. You get me? This is what it is.
The summer.
Well, I can't even be asked as well. But obviously, my barber's just gone away for a little bit, so I've been stuck to get put. As soon as he's back, I'll get trimmed up or whatnot.
Yeah.
But yo, Tom, quickly.
Talk to me.
City, man. They're looking like they're letting loads of players go. Sterling, Jesus, Zinchenko could probably go. Ake. What's going on?
You know what? I don't know how much to believe it, I do believe it just because I take Pep's word and I think he's genuine. But I've heard Pep say before in interviews and when he spoke on things that like he don't like to keep a player against his wishes, you get me? He's like, I can imagine that. I think one, he's a player's manager, do you know what I mean? He appreciates the players, he respects the players. But also because he's such a systems thinker, he's never dependent on a particular individual, which means that I think that also gives him the freedom to, like, some managers might want to be like that, like let a player go if they need to go, let the player do what's best for their career, but they can't afford to do that because they think if I lose Sterling, he's too important to the squad. I'm not going to be able to replace him like for like, whatever. Whereas with Pep, you know, he probably knows and trusts that if anyone leaves, pretty much, he can adapt the system, especially people that are on that kind of secondary list at City. And that's no disrespect to Sterling. I'm just saying that because of the nature of his position, because of the amount of depth we've got in the position, and because of the little bit of a drop-off he's had in the last year or so, he's not like losing Ruben Diaz or someone who's like a core spine player. So no matter how good he is, the City team, it's like liquid. It just, someone else will just fill that gap. And I think that means that Pep really is able to be kind of true to that thing of, no, we don't want players rotting away at City. Do you know what I mean? If a player's time is kind of passing, you know, and they're starting to be unsettled, or they want more game time, or even I know that we need to go in a different direction, but he knows that it's not going to be good for that player to just hold him, because we could just hold on to a Sterling. We probably don't need to clear up that money on the wage bill, even though it is going to clear some money. We don't need to. Do you know what I mean? We probably don't need to sell Zinchenko. But he probably.
Do you not think it's going to unsettle the squad? Sorry, Tom. Like selling a lot of players that have been involved in the first team for a number of years, all at the same season, because then realistically, if you let 5-6 players go, then an influx of players have got to come in, and he's got to give them time to settle in. He's got to get them time to find the Pep way. Do you reckon that could have an implementation on the league title or something like that, or Champions League?
Well, who's actually like cemented as having gone so far? Obviously, Jesus.
So obviously, Sterling.
Sterling is
he's gone to Chelsea. Yeah, that's done.
The only one with Sterling going to Chelsea, the only kind of slightly weird one about that is that, like, Chelsea, and we might be proved the same about Arsenal, but Chelsea are still kind of semi-direct opposition. Like, they still beat us in the Champions League final just 2 years ago. Do you know what I mean? So, and he's going to be a really good fit, and I think a really strong addition to that Chelsea squad.
I agree.
Which is why, for me, I do genuinely believe that this is Pep being like an honourable person by these players and wanting what's best for the players. Do you know what I mean? Because if it was purely footballing decisions, you would rather hold Sterling and let him rot in the reserves, or sell him to somewhere internationally, or hold out to sell him somewhere internationally and say, there's no way you're going to anyone that's competing for us next year, because you would know that that's potentially going to lose a competitive edge. But I think he just probably thinks, look, he's probably spoke with Sterling. Sterling's probably said, that's a good fit for me. He's from London originally. He can move back down to London. He's probably still got family down there and stuff. Do you know what I mean? He's a top club in the league. He's probably going to get loads of playing time. He's going to get a chance to work himself into good favour for the World Cup. And I think Pep probably thinks, look, you know, you've been a great player for us. You've come through clutch time and time again for Pep and for City. You deserve that same appreciation and respect. That's true. Obviously, unsettles players that don't want to be there. I think Sterling go in, Jesus go in, Zinchenko go in. Aki,
I'm surprised about that, to be fair.
But again, maybe Aki said to him, look, I think I can work my way into a World Cup squad this year if I go and play.
He's one of their main men in Holland, bro. Like, he's normally parting in Van Dijk, or he can be in that. Normally, he's around the conversation. Yeah, but
he's a good player. He's a good player. He's just not going to ever look the player he could be at City, because also he doesn't quite fit the City system where he's going to look at his best in a City team anyway. But I think, you know, Fernandinho leaving was the last player from that Aguero winning team, I think, wasn't he, to go? I'm pretty sure that I might be getting confused here, but I think Fernandinho was the last one of that era to go. Which means like we've kind of like fully entered into now a new kind of life cycle of City and City squads, and do you know what I mean? It's the last of that has gone.
I think you could clearly see that Pep, if a player isn't happy or he's unsettled or if he fancies him, maybe we'll let him go, because look at that Torres kid that came in at City. He only came for a year, and then the following year he was out. And he's a good player as well, good promising talent, and obviously they paid quite a bit of money for him, didn't they? So to bring him in and then let him go, I think he's got that level of understanding with his players as well to think, you know what, these man want to move on. I'm not going to stand in their way. I do get that, but at the same time, could it unsettle the squad? Could it? Because Zinchenko had a decent part in the season last season. So did Sterling. So did.
They're going to need to. You know what I mean? They're going to need to. If Zinchenko goes, that's an area where we are going to have to go out and buy. Unless there's someone in the youth setup that I don't know about that's like really ready to take that proper step up, then that is an area where we're going to have to go and strengthen. Because even last season, when Kyle Walker got injured and Cancelo was out, all of a sudden we had Aki at left back. They're saying that Aki is going to go as well. You know, we don't have enough depth in that area of the pitch. But I think with the wingers, just to kind of harken back to what one of the comments had said before about the fact that sometimes it can be more unsettling having people that don't want to be there. The other thing is Haaland coming in the past, with this kind of like playing without a striker, has meant that even though we've got probably 7-8 players that are kind of like wingers / attacking midfielder wingers. So if you put in kind of Foden, Grealish, Silva in the same category as Sterling, Mahrez, all of them being players that can basically play anywhere across that front three. Pre-Haaland, you always had 3 spots in that front three where any of these could be playing. Sterling could get game time down the middle. He could get game time on the wing. If he was going on the wing, whoever was on the wing could get game time down the middle. There was a whole extra position on the pitch where these players could be getting regular game time. Now, if he's anticipating that eventually Haaland's going to get fit and he's going to be the regular down the middle man, all of a sudden that's one less. That's a third less potential games for those kind of players. Do you know what I mean? Because whereas before there was 3 slots on the team sheet they could fit into, now there's only 2. So maybe he's thinking, 1, I don't need as many of those players to be able to fulfill kind of my needs. But also, what happens in terms of when we talk about being unsettled or we talk about dynamics, what happens if you've got too much competition? You know what I mean? City and Pep have always done a very good job of being able to have a lot of really good players that don't start every week but stay happy because we play so many games and there's so much rotation that all of the players are involved. All of them are getting involved in big games. It's not like they're only getting a run out in the League Cup. Like, they're genuinely being rotated. Like, Sterling might play against Arsenal. Mahrez might start against Chelsea. Foden might start against Liverpool. It's not like Sterling was only getting played against FA Cup sides. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was genuine rotation.
Yeah.
So you were able to keep these players sweet just about. But there is always a line with that where if all of a sudden you fall on the wrong side of that line and now players are upset because they're not getting enough playing time, and now there's a bit too much competition or too much pressure on the players in that position because you're a bit overcrowded in them areas, then I think that probably can be more unsettling than it is to lose a few familiar faces. Because like you said, you're saying, well, these players have got to go, they're going to have to bring people in. But actually maybe in them particular areas, especially up top, maybe they feel like they've got the depth with the players that they already had, and then some of the young boys coming through. I think Rory
They brought in
Delapson
that. They're looking to bring in that Alvarez as well, isn't it? That
Alvarez
striker.
is coming.
Yeah. So like this, is what I'm trying to say though. What I
2 or
mean
3
is, look,
young boys coming
what
through.
I'm saying is, the core of the team. Say for example, like not the core, but once you can unsettle a team and a squad by 5-6 players going, because like you said, them 5-6 players, they're not just bit part players where they're in the FA Cup or the Carling Cup. I mean the Carabao Cup. Sorry. That's I'll show you how old my head thinks. But it's just one of them where they can then start to disrupt things, innit? And then when the other players come in, it might be where he might think, right, I've got 2 big strikers here. I might want to change my style of play a bit, Pep, for this upcoming season, because I found in some games last season he come unstuck and he might want to change his style. And knowing that the Haaland can be his focal point, he might look to change his structure, and that's why he's allowing a lot of players to go. But it still could take time to settle as well. Obviously, Pep Guardiola's sick coach, innit? Phenomenal coach. He can get the best out of players and he understands the systems and stuff. But with the Premier League, it's a telling league, innit? Like there's no times or no chances to slip up anywhere. Do you know what I mean? You slip up, the next team's in and they're on you. But I just feel like with Pep and with City, I just feel like they shouldn't let so many players go in it. And I also wanted to touch on Zinchenko and get your perspective on Zinchenko, because there's loads of reports saying Arsenal are back in for him now. And to be honest,
really gone. No, you finish.
To be honest, we had reports yesterday saying Grimaldo has been linked and a bid of £5.9 million being put in. And to be fair, he's a player that I've actually tracked for a while. No, I can't say I watch every single game of his, but I've watched him and he's a decent player. And to be fair, I don't think he's a player that will just come there and sit on the bench. He will actually give Tierney proper challenge. Very good attacking as well. Probably could work a bit on his defensive side. But Zinchenko, for me, obviously, between them two, I'd probably go for a Grimaldo. Obviously, the positives of Zinchenko is the Premier League experience, being in that winning dressing room and stuff like that, which I wouldn't mind either as a backup as well. What would Arsenal expect if they signed Zinchenko?
So I think with Zinchenko, a bit like with Jesus, you have to take with a pinch of salt what you're seeing at City in both ways. On one hand, you have to acknowledge the fact that these players were playing under Pep and in a Pep system, and sometimes that can make players look better almost because they've got such direct instruction and they're fitting into such a good system. But also, I think for some of those players that are almost kind of like fringe players, and I don't really want to call Gabriel Jesus a fringe player because he played so consistently, but a fringe player in the sense that like they were kind of being asked to do different jobs and come in different times and at different ways. I think sometimes you didn't really get to see their full potential because they didn't get an opportunity to really take that position by the scruff of the neck and be that guy. And I think Zinchenko, as a left back in particular, that's not the normal thing for left backs. Do you know what I mean? That's quite unique to City, that you can be a left back or a right back like Cancelo or Walker that's at the top of your game and still understand that you're not going to play every week and that some weeks you might not even be playing in your position. Like that is quite unusual. As a left back, you're usually expecting that you're going to get to a certain point in your career where you play, 35 out of 38 games or something. Do you know what I mean? And I think for Zinchenko, I think if he came into that Arsenal squad and was getting consistent game time, and I don't know Tierney that well, but my gut says that I think he would overtake Tierney as the first place pretty quickly, because I think he's got the consistency in terms of fitness. So I think if Tierney continues to have injury issues, then Zinchenko will take advantage of that. Versatility is one, but Zinchenko is actually really good on the ball. He's quite press resistant, like doesn't panic under the ball. People can put him under pressure and he can give the ball off and go around him. He can beat people. But his distribution, I think because we're used to seeing him interchangeable with Cancelo, you don't really appreciate his distribution because Cancelo is that guy. Like we're talking Alexander-Arnold kind of levels, like ridiculous distribution. But actually Zinchenko, especially this last season and the last kind of couple months of the season, there was multiple times where I seen him play really clever passes, and not just like great crosses into the box, which he did also do, but sometimes like great passes between the lines or great passes like back across into the middle of the pitch that just opened things up when they tried to press him. and he was able to not just like get the ball away to a player, but really play like a cutting, forward-thinking pass. You know what I mean? I think he's a brave player. He's confident. He plays with confidence, and like you said, he's got a winner's mentality. He's won. He's played in, big Champions League games, big Premier League games, and I think for Arsenal, there is real value, especially at this point in your rebuild, in getting some guys in where you feel like we can be pretty assured of what we're going to get. Do you know what I mean? I don't know Grimaldo well enough. Grimaldo might have the potential to go on and be top 3 left backs in the league. I don't know if I think Zinchenko will be that, but I think Zinchenko has the ability to forge out a career like what Azpilicueta's had. Where there's never really been a moment where I've said Azpilicueta is the guy that I would have.
About a solid 7 out of 10 every game.
But Azpilicueta, without ever being like the guy that you would pick first on your team sheet if you could pick any right back in the league, has consistently been the first choice right back and like a core player for a team that's won Champions Leagues, won Premier Leagues, won FA Cups. He's played in the Spanish squad. Like, he's played a vital role in winning teams without ever being like the best right back in the league. And I think
Zinchenko's a bit under the radar a little bit, and he doesn't really get the props he deserves in a sense.
Or maybe he just doesn't have the attributes to be the best left back. He doesn't have the attributes to be the left-footed Alexander-Arnold, but he has the attributes to be a really consistent, really dependable, good quality, high quality, good defensively, left back, consistent left back. And that sometimes is all you need in them positions in a winning side. Not every position on the pitch you have to have a gold star player, do you know what I mean? Sometimes, especially in a position like left back or right back, you can have someone who, like you said, is going to give you 8 out of 10 pretty much every week, do you know what I mean? Gaël Clichy was that guy. I don't want to put him in the Gaël Clichy category because Gaël Clichy was one of my favourite left backs, but Gaël Clichy, if you weren't an Arsenal fan or a City fan and hadn't watched him week in and week out and been able to depend on him, you don't understand how much we appreciated and loved that guy, because it was like, I know that side of the pitch, we're guaranteed an 8 out of 10 performance today. We're guaranteed security, comfort, consistency. There's not going to be no mad, reckless behaviour. There's not going to be a terrible game. He's just going to do at least 7 out of 10 and probably 8 out of 10, sometimes 9 out of 10. That's a nice feeling for a fullback sometimes, you know what I mean?
It's like a bit like Bakary Sagna as well. He was like that.
Bakary Sagna,
top in the air as well, innit? Like, any balls in the air, he was just clearing them out, man. I think that's one of the reasons why City is funny, because, we joke, don't we, that Arsenal are kind of doing now to City what City did to Arsenal them years ago, where we went in and started picking up pieces from Arsenal. But actually, it's funny you said Sagna. That's a really good example, and I'm glad you said it, because now, thinking about them two players, I wonder whether that was quite a conscious decision of what we're talking about now. They were both players that you knew were really consistent, really dependable, really experienced. They'd won before. They knew how to win. They'd been around top players. So what you were doing was, whereas before that, City, we'd always been known as like leaky, squeaky bum, like unpredictable, just scatty, Yeah, man. Saeed had to get off people. Saeed was he had an appointment to go and lick, so obviously he's gone. We've got Tom in now. Obviously, Tom was a bit of a late comer. He was meant to be here on time, but better late than never, honestly.
It's true. I'm still learning this thing from the pros. But yeah, I think to bring that point round full circle, I think same way that Sagna and Clichy they weren't the like standout signings that everyone remembers from that City build, but they were really important pieces in us stepping up to that next level. And I think for Arsenal, Zinchenko could be a signing like that, where he's not the one that gets you all excited, like a Gnabry would be. Gnabry, you'd be flipping, you'd be up all night, gassed, you know what I mean? Fucking buying him on FIFA and stuff. Like, that's an exciting player. Zinchenko with that. But I think Arsenal could buy him and 3 years down the line look back and say he was a vital piece of the puzzle, because he came in and just gave us what we needed, gave us consistency, gave us experience. So I think it would be another great signing for Arsenal, especially if they can get him on a good deal again, like they did with Jesus.
Now, you know what, Tom? Obviously, I value your opinion and I've known you a long time. So if you tell me, you know what I'm like when it comes to my football club. I don't want no bullshit, So I'm telling you now, if we sign Zinchenko, and he starts fucking around, I'm coming back to you.
You can blame me.
I'm coming back to you. But you know what? I'm willing to give him the chance, because Premier League experience is very vital. You get me, bro? At the end of the day, we get Premier League experience in the team. It tells, because look, if you look at Klopp, bro, when he went to Liverpool, what did he do? He brought all Premier League players that were playing well, made a team. Look at City, when they got into money, they brought players around the Premier League. If you look at Newcastle now, they brought players around the Premier League, and they've started to what, the last half of the season, I don't think they're probably up there in like the top 4 out of their performances and ratings and stuff like that. But Marcel, your Premier League Unpacked, it's coming back every week as soon as the Premier League window is season is open, and then it's one of them, innit? We're just going to do the odd show here and there during the transfer window to bring to you. We have done one, obviously you was in the chat, but we'll probably bring you another one next week or something, Tom.
Yeah,
what you say?
Definitely.
Yeah.
How many days have we got left of the window? That was something I was going to ask you earlier on.
What? I think we're still got quite a long way left, bro. I think it closes like 2 weeks into the season or something, does it not?
So what will that be? September? Start of September?
I think September, yeah. Don't mark me on that, but I think it is.
So this is something I was going to say earlier on the Gnabry conversation, and then I don't know after that if you want to go somewhere else, so we can tie it up. But I think with Gnabry, if they can get that deal over the line, like at this point in the transfer window, you said before about the value in getting like a big name through the door. What that does for the energy around the club, what that does for the attitude for the fans, what it does for the actual expectation and stuff. But the other thing is, if they get Gnabry through the door in the next week, 10 days, 14 days, and all of a sudden, players are looking at Arsenal and looking at this transfer window and are thinking, whoa, not only have they gone out and bought, good young players, good prospects, but they've got Gabriel Jesus and Gnabry. And they're in, now all of a sudden, if you're going in for other players, I think people are looking at the project, the Arsenal project, and are wanting to be a part of that more. Do you know what I mean? That was another thing that I always go back to City in our build, because that was my first-hand experience of seeing us trying to transition and trying to acquire players that would get us to that level. And I remember certain windows where we got someone big early in the window, we got a Robinho or we got a Tevez or whatever, and then it was almost like the pulling power doubled instantly. And at the back end of the window, we were able to get in another 2-3 players sometimes, because people were like, oh shit, that's a vibe, what's going on over there at Arsenal. Arsenal could get Gnabry through the door, or a name like that, with a week to go. All of a sudden, if there's players that get freed up and deals that come on the table and Arsenal are going in for them, instead of always getting pipped by United or Chelsea or somebody internationally, all of a sudden there'll be certain players that will be thinking, nah, I want to go there. Like, I like what's going on over there. I could be part of that build. It could help me put some more
You've got to sell the plan to a minute. It's like, look, Jesus has come to Arsenal because Arteta's sold in that vision. And it looks like he can sell the vision. It looks like he can sell Santa, the Arabs and that, because I'll be honest with you, he's brought in a few players that I didn't think would have come in, and they've come in and they've just said that, look, we believe in his process, we believe in his plan and his vision and this, that and the other. So he knows what he's selling to these guys. And I agree with you, bro. You have a statement signing, it'll give everybody a lift in it. He'll give everybody around us, all the other competitive teams, to look and think, right, Arsenal not fucking around this season. They've gone in, they've added squad depth, they've added quality, and it's for me the situation of where it's a plan B striker for me, because it's the outcome of being able to change games for us. Because with Arsenal, when shit's not going well, it's not going well. They ain't no unlocking no teams. When it's going good for us, then we're playing fantastic. But when we're playing against low blocks and Jesus can't score or whatnot, we need a different option. I think once we get that in, once we get the midfielders in, because we're lacking in midfield heavily. If we're in for Tielemans, personal agreements, I touched on it with Saeed a little bit earlier on, but personal terms are being agreed since last year, I'm hearing. So why are they haggling over 5-6 mil? You get me? Get the guy in, get him in early. Do you know what I mean? Put him on pre-season and get that chemistry built up. Then
just put the price of pies up by 20p.
Exactly. Bro, it won't be 20p, fam. It'll be £2, you mad man. These Arsenal not fucking around, fam. Are you mad? Are you mad? But check it, yeah. And then, look, they've got Milinkovic-Savic on the horizon, on the border, you get me? They're looking at him putting another bid in of 56 million or whatever it may be. Just go and tie the man down, you get me? Go get him in, because I think he'll be a perfect Xhaka replacement, my man.
Yeah.
And to be honest, that's where we're lacking. We get a Tierney, a cover in for Tierney, creativity in the middle with experience and an option, a different plan to come on up front. I think we'll be all right. Obviously, getting another winger and getting other positions are just an extra bit of luxury. Get us 5 players in, yeah. Then as a fan, I can go into next season thinking, right, okay, they've addressed all areas that I wanted them to address. And I can't say the last time I've ever said that about Arsenal coming out of a window. They've addressed all areas. And then you could take it from there because there's nobody to blame then. You've had bare windows. You've spent bare money. Now, if you're not getting top 4 and you're not cracking, something going wrong in it.
I think if Arsenal could the sick thing about if you get a player like Gnabry, who's like, for me, is like world class footballer on his day. Like he's that kind of guy that can win games on his own. From what I've seen, on his day, he can win a game on his own. If you can get someone through the door, someone like Tielemans through the door, then that is when you can get away with, and this is no disrespect to Grimaldo, but like you can get away with the players that you buy in them other positions don't have to be the guys. Do you know what I mean? They can just be good signings, good additions, good squad depth, because you've added quality in other areas like world class quality, and that. And I think if Arsenal can add depth at left back, add depth in defensive midfield or defense, add depth in these positions you've said, but in one of those areas, preferably one of the ones that runs up the spine, like up front or in attacking midfield or defensive midfield, if they can add someone who's of that like world class caliber, then I think that Arsenal will cruise to the top 4. And I know that sounds crazy considering the competition in the league, but I think that if they were to add some more world class talent, then all of a sudden you'd be looking at this window and saying, right, well, Arsenal, in some ways, already had one of the better spines of those Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal last season. Do you know what I mean? What failed them was the lack of depth and the lack of experience. But actually, barring them few players that Conte brought in, you looked at Tottenham squad last season, and in most positions, Arsenal had a way better team than Tottenham did. Tottenham had Conte.
And look how they flipped it, bro.
Look how they flipped it.
They've gone in this season, this window, and they've gone aggressive, bro.
Yeah.
They've brought in Richarlison. They've brought in what's his face, Basuma. They've brought in Perisic. They've brought in that Langley from
all good signings. But I think that if you could go out
under a good manager, that's the most vitalist thing. Under a good manager, man.
But if you could go out and get Gnabry, and let's say if they finish their transfer window with those signings, and you finished with Gnabry, Jesus, Tielemans, Zinchenko, and whoever else you've got, I'm thinking that you've bought a higher quality than they have.
Yeah, if we do, though, Tom, innit? Like, if we do,
but Jesus is better than Richarlison. Yeah, so that's one transfer that's already, a better transfer. If you can get Tielemans through the door, like you said, that's an if. I think that Tielemans, I know they're different positions, but I think Tielemans is a better quality than Perisic and Basuma. I know Basuma's a different type of player, but I think that Tielemans has done it to that level. You know what I mean? He has at times looked like bordering on world class. Do you know what I mean? And then I think world class, but I said bordering on that. Like he's he
could get to that level.
Yeah. He looked like he could compete with that man. He looked like he could be on the pitch against a man like De Bruyne or someone and like give him a good game. Do you know what I mean? Like as opposed to just getting swept aside or not looking like he could even hold space with them, man. Like obviously, like you said, them players that Tottenham have bought, they're good signings, but they're not like world beaters. They didn't go out and buy Haaland and flipping. They just bought good signings, and because they've got a good manager, for them, that's all they need. They don't need world beaters.
But if you look at it though, as well, Tom, with him, they've actually been smart in a sense.
Yeah,
because they've brought Perisic in, who's 33. Now, this is a guy who's got bags of Champions League experience, and he's not washed as well. A lot of 33-year-olds are washed, where he's actually not washed. So they've done smart business on that. The Kulusevski deal from Juventus, smart deal. The Bentancur deal, smart deal that they got.
Yeah.
This Langley, I think he's on loan from Barcelona, smart deal.
Yeah.
The Richarlison one, they may have paid over the odds, but I feel like Everton were always going to try to get that money out of him because they have to try to have a little bit of a rebuild under Lampard. So I could see that happening. But I just think with us, we have got Vieira in, we have got Jesus in, and to be fair, it's still not enough in it. I just want to see us stop being linked to everyone and just get these men in. And I understand that there's still a lot of the window left to go and it can happen on the last day and that. But the reason why I want them in now is because I think it makes a massive difference if these players can gel from the get-go. And you're not bringing in players on deadline day, disrupting the dressing room, disrupting training, disrupting anything. You know what I mean? Oh, Bish gone off the screen, people. But, what's going on here? Are you back? Add him back on. Are you back on? Can you hear me? So malfunctions, people, malfunctions.
Hello.
Are you back?
Someone try to call me midstream, man.
Yeah, no, as a minor, we're going to be wrapping it up soon as well. But here's one, Marcel, I wanted to touch on as Jed Spence as well, bro. Very clever signing, man.
What's happening with Ivan Toney? Is he staying put?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be going anywhere. Arsenal not clever enough to go in and put a bid in for somebody like him. Oh, somebody's calling people. Right, people, we're going to end the stream there now. Because it's been over an hour now, people. I'm not going to lie. It's longed out. It's been a long stream, people. But make sure you hit a like, a subscribe on the video before you go. And we will be back next Thursday as well with Saeed as well, people. So again, make sure you're showing man that love and smash the like button on your way out, people. Big up for tuning in. Big up for all interaction. And we'll catch you back with a new one, yeah?